What will happen if African countries unite to fight extremism? Now, these I-40 and special forces are playing out a scenario where a bunch of violent extremists have taken over the school, and their objective is to retake it. Although this is not something they are accustomed to handling, they must be equipped to deal with these kinds of circumstances going forward due to the Sahelian overflow. The solidarity of African states in the fight against extremism might have a tremendous impact on the continent's stability and security. Burkina Faso and Mali's cooperation is an important step toward pan-Africanism, as Burkina Faso uses drones to give Mali much-needed support. For decades, Mali has struggled with conflict and instability. Burkina Faso's support comes at a critical moment. This collaboration not only helps Mali fight extremism, but it also suggests that African countries may become more united in the future. What does this signify for Mali then? Is this the start of a more unified Africa? Let's investigate. The huge and dry region known as the Sahel, which stretches from the Atlantic to the Red Sea, has long been plagued by instability and conflict. Because of the intricate geopolitical interests involved and the ongoing threat posed by rebel groups, this region, Mali in particular, has become a focus of attention for the international community. 4,500 French soldiers are engaged in combat with Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State in West Africa, two organizations that promote radical Islam in this region of northern Mali. This is a new terrorist hotspot that might endanger Western Europe if left unchecked. The arrival of cutting-edge military technology has upset the power balance in the middle of this chaos. Ibrahim Traore is leading this technology revolution with his strategic vision and leadership, have utilized cutting-edge drone technology to instill fresh optimism in the area. One of the main players in the current battle, Ibrahim Traore, has shown himself to be a capable leader who understands contemporary warfare. His recent use of drones in the Mali desert has shown just how much of an impact technology can have in combat. A pivotal moment in the fight occurred on March 31, 2024, when a drone strike coordinated by Traore resulted in the massive neutralization of insurgent troops. An area of persistent insurgency activity has been Mali. Because of its strategic location and rugged desert landscape, the area has become a popular target for both domestic and foreign militant organizations. Traditional ground warfare in this area has shown to be expensive and unproductive over time, prompting a reassessment of military tactics. The advent of unmanned aerial vehicles has revolutionized combat, presenting a fresh strategy for fighting that maximizes military effectiveness while reducing human harm. Unmanned aerial vehicles, or drones, are becoming a vital instrument in contemporary military operations. Their capacity to deliver real-time intelligence, carry out targeted attacks, and lessen the amount of time that enemy fire is directed at human targets has completely changed the way hostilities are conducted in the Sahel. An excellent illustration of how this technology is being used to accomplish strategic goals is the drone strike that occurred on March 31. Because of the drone's sophisticated sensors and imaging capabilities, Traore's soldiers were able to decisively defeat the insurgents by accurately identifying and targeting their positions. This drone strike represents more than just a tactical triumph in the ongoing war. It signifies a more general change in the nature of conflict in the area. Military forces can now operate in regions that were previously unreachable or too hazardous for conventional ground forces, thanks to the deployment of drones. The drone's ability to precisely target targets and maneuver through the difficult desert terrain in Mali gave it a significant advantage over insurgent forces who had long taken advantage of the hostile environment in the area. This strike's effects extend well beyond the nearby battlefield. It has made a strong statement to rebel organizations that are active in the area. The days of unbridled authority over enormous tracts of land are drawing to an end. Drones have leveled the playing field and given government forces the ability to deal with militants on their terms. This change in the balance of power highlights the growing significance of technology in contemporary combat and is a crucial development in the ongoing battle. This seems to be a classic example of a regional conflict centered on land, national, and ethnic pride fought as the pandemic engulfs the rest of the world. But it offers a glimpse of the future to those who are paying closely. A number of important variables contributed to the March 31 operation's success. The drone utilized in the strike is extremely sophisticated technologically. Thanks to its cutting-edge sensors, this UAV was able to thoroughly survey the terrain before confronting the adversary. Traore's soldiers were able to effectively neutralize insurgent elements and minimize the possibility of collateral damage thanks to the drone's real-time data, which also helped them plan and carry out the strike with accuracy. Drone use in such missions has numerous strategic benefits. In contrast to conventional ground warfare, which puts soldiers at risk of ambushes and improvised explosive devices, drone warfare enables remote engagement with opponents. This lowers the risk to human people while simultaneously allowing forces to operate at a degree of precision and effectiveness that was previously unachievable. The March 31 strike, which led to the death of important insurgent commanders and the suspension of their activities in the area, is evidence of the efficacy of this strategy. Furthermore, it is important to recognize the psychological effects drone strikes have on rebel organizations. Insurgent combatants experience uncertainty and dread due to drones' capacity to strike targets precisely and from a distance. They can no longer hope to protect themselves from attacks by the darkness or the isolated location of the desert. Because there is always a chance of an opponent up in the sky, insurgent organizations have had to change their strategies, becoming less able to coordinate attacks and more cautious. The significance of real-time intelligence in contemporary combat was also brought to light by this operation. The drone that was deployed in the Mali attacks served as more than simply a weapon. It was an essential component of an intelligence-gathering system that gave Traore's command center vital information. The identification of high-value targets and the exact time of the hit were made possible by this knowledge, guaranteeing maximum impact with the least amount of danger. Add your voice to the total liberation of Africa by leaving a comment in the comments section below. Do not forget to like and subscribe for more informative videos like this one. Let's proceed. The success of the operation in Mali has not only raised the spirits of government troops, but also shown how drone technology can alter the direction of a fight. Ibrahim Traore is now seen as a pivotal role in the continuous attempts to stabilize the area because of his leadership in incorporating this technology into military operations. His technological prowess with the drones at his disposal and his strategic insight has provided his soldiers with a vital advantage in the Sahelian insurgent war. Under Ibrahim Traore's direction, the use of drones has significantly changed how military operations are carried out in the Sahel. Even in difficult situations like the Mali desert, these UAVs' sophisticated imaging and targeting systems enable precise hits. The efficacy of military campaigns in the region has been significantly boosted by the capacity to carry out operations with the least amount of delay and maximum accuracy. Drones' capacity to continuously monitor the positions and movements of adversaries is one of its main advantages, because it enables forces to make educated judgments and adjust to changing situations on the field. This real-time intelligence is essential for organizing and carrying out operations. The drone's monitoring abilities proved crucial in locating the insurgent elements during the most recent attack and planning the strike's timing to have the greatest possible effect. Drones' capacity to work in hazardous situations without endangering human beings is another important benefit. Drone use minimizes the risk to ground soldiers while enabling effective combat with opponents in areas like the Sahel, where ambushes and IEDs are a constant threat. Because of this, Drone warfare is now a crucial part of contemporary military strategy, especially in battles where the geography and operational circumstances present serious difficulties. The usefulness of drones has also been significantly impacted by technological developments in their functionality and design. Drones of today can transmit data to command centers in real time because of their sophisticated communication systems, infrared sensors, and high-resolution cameras. Military leaders may now evaluate the situation, keep an eye on the battlefield in real time, and act quickly to make choices that could alter the direction of an activity. Persistence is another advantage that drones provide. Drones can stay in the air for extended periods of time, unlike human aircraft, which are constrained by the pilot's stamina and the requirement for frequent refueling. Because of their endurance, they are able to continuously monitor a region, obtain insightful information, and launch an attack when it is most advantageous. The drone's ability to hover over the battlefield and wait for the ideal moment to attack was crucial to the recent operation's success. Increased maneuverability in military operations has also been made possible by the strategic employment of drones. Drones don't require extensive logistical assistance to be deployed swiftly and easily. This adaptability has been especially crucial in the Sahel, where typical military operations are difficult and time-consuming due to the great distances and harsh terrain. Traore's forces now have the capacity to disrupt insurgent activities, keep pressure on enemy forces, and react quickly to developing threats thanks to drones. Furthermore, it is impossible to overestimate the psychological toll that drones take on enemy forces. Insurgent combatants experience dread and vulnerability due to the drone's persistent presence in the skies. They are aware that they are under observation and that an attack might occur at any time. They are forced by this dread to change their strategies, move more slowly, and communicate less, all of which lessens their effectiveness as a fighting force. The wider geopolitical scene has also been impacted by the success of drone operations in the Sahel. The efficiency of these operations has shown how drone technology has the ability to alter the nature of fighting in various regions of the world. Consequently, similar technologies are being adopted by more and more countries and military groups in an effort to improve their capabilities. This pattern is probably going to continue as drone technology advances and their significance in contemporary conflict grows. Strategic regional relationships have played a major role in the success of drone operations in the Sahel, in addition to technological developments. Under Ibrahim Traore's direction, Burkina Faso has been instrumental in assisting Mali's armed endeavors. The Burkinabe army has benefited tactically from the incorporation of drone technology, which has made it possible to coordinate air and ground campaigns more successfully. This partnership between Burkina Faso and Mali is representative of a larger movement in the area toward unity in the face of common security threats. The Sahelian states alliances founding in July 2024, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger have joined forces to formalize this partnership. The collective defense principle, which holds that an attack on one member state is an attack on all, is the foundation of the AES, due to the improved coordination and resource sharing among member governments made possible by this alliance. Military operations in the region have become more effective. AES's founding represents a dramatic change in the region's geopolitics by emphasizing a shift away from reliance on Western powers and toward more independence. A sign of this change is the expulsion of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger from regional groups like AES and the G5 Sahel. These countries have chosen to establish a new route based on regional autonomy and collective security, criticizing AES for being unduly influenced by international interests. The political landscape of the area has been significantly impacted by this new alliance, which has also improved the military prowess of its member nations. The member states of the AES have been freed from the dictates of Western policies to assert their independence and pursue their security interests by strengthening their relationships with one another and with outside allies like as Russia. An increasing sense of disillusionment with the efficacy of traditional alliances and a determination to take charge of their own fate have fueled this shift towards greater autonomy. Additionally, the AES has been essential in helping its member governments share intelligence and coordinate combined military operations. In order to combat the transnational nature of the insurgent threat in the Sahel, this degree of collaboration has been crucial. Because the borders in the region are porous, insurgent groups frequently operate across countries in order to launch operations and avoid capture. One of the main reasons for sabotaging these cross-border efforts and decreasing the potency of insurgent organizations has been the capacity of the AES member states to cooperate and pool resources. The AES has taken action to address the root causes of the violence in the Sahel, in addition to its military engagement. The alliance understands that military means by themselves will not be adequate to establish long-term peace in the area. It has therefore started a number of projects to alleviate the social and economic injustices that feed the insurgency, advance economic growth, and enhance governance. What other coalitions, though, are supporting Mali? The Sahel conflict has been defined not only by regional alliances, but also by the involvement of external parties, chief among them Russia. Russia has given the fighting forces a lot of support through the Wagner Group, a private military contractor. Because the Wagner Group contributes both military experience and geopolitical interests to the area, their presence has complicated the conflict. One could interpret Russia's engagement in the Sahel as a component of a larger plan to increase its power throughout Africa. Through the provision of military hardware and manpower to AES member nations, Russia has established itself as a major participant in the security dynamics of the area. This support has affected the conflict's strategic direction, in addition to enhancing the capabilities of the forces involved in the fight. Operationally and politically, the Wagner Group's presence in the Sahel has had an impact. Operationally, military campaigns in the area have been more successful thanks to the group's proficiency in counterinsurgency operations. Russia's assistance has changed the region's political power dynamics. Because it has freed the AES member nations from the limitations of their previous colonial powers to adopt a more independent security posture. Like the French, the Russians are fixing the faults made by others. No African nation has ever been conquered by Russia. The Wagner Group's activities in the Sahel have alarmed other Western nations as well, who see their strategic interests threatened by Russia's increasing presence in the area. The presence of Russian military contractors in the Sahel has been interpreted as a component of Moscow's larger strategy to increase its influence in Africa and subvert Western hegemony over the region. Due to this, there is currently a new geopolitical rivalry in the area as Western and Russian forces compete for influence over the AES member states. We believe that Russia has influenced our nation. All Central Africans desire stability, peace, and progress in their nation, and this is what this influence can bring about. The Sahel conflict has taken on a new dimension due to this rivalry, which has attracted other parties with conflicting goals and interests. The Wagner Group's and Russia's involvement has hindered efforts to end the conflict peacefully, because it has brought in fresh actors, each with unique interests and strategic objectives. Since the battle is now intertwined with a larger geopolitical war between Russia and the West, it has become even more complex and challenging to resolve. In spite of these obstacles, the Wagner Group's involvement has made a big difference in the real world. The AES member states' capabilities have been reinforced by the group's military expertise and resources, enabling them to initiate operations against rebel factions more successfully. This has been especially crucial in the battle against factions that have shown to be tough to destroy using traditional military methods. The AES member states have benefited greatly from the invaluable training and assistance that the Wagner Group has given them, which has raised the caliber and efficiency of their armed forces. This has been essential in helping the AES member nations become more capable of responding to the insurgent threat independently of outside assistance. Therefore, the group's participation has been crucial to the AES's ability to seize control of its security and declare its independence both locally and internationally. Thus, the continuous conflict in the Sahel has entered a new chapter with the employment of drone technology spearheaded by Ibrahim Traore. Drone deployment in Mali has proven to be a successful example of the significant influence technology can have in combat. Do you think African nations can overcome any obstacle if they remain united? Should all forces in Africa unite to fight extremism? Tell us what you think in the comments section below. We explore the rich history, culture, and the ongoing struggle for sovereignty in Africa. Join us in this important conversation by subscribing to our channel. By subscribing, you're not just staying informed, you're becoming part of a movement dedicated to reclaiming Africa's rightful place on the global stage. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Let's work together to spread knowledge and inspire change. Thanks for watching.